Uniqlo Supima t-shirt costs $19.90. A Brooks Brothers Supima t-shirt costs $69.50. Music. The exact same cotton. The shirt is not. 5 cheap clothing brands are using the same materials as the designer. Music labels charging 3 times the price. By the end of this video, you will know music which ones. Number 1, Kirkland Signature. Most men walk past the clothing section at Costco, past the folded stacks of jeans, t-shirts, dress shirts, and outerwear. Music. Past the private label that generates roughly $86 billion in annual sales. 1/3 of everything Costco sells carries the Kirkland Signature name. The clothing is a small corner of that business, music, but it is the corner most men do not know they should be paying attention to. Costco launched Kirkland Signature in 1995. The model was simple. Work directly with the factories that produce name brand products. Commission private label versions of the same goods. Sell them without a marketing budget, without wholesale layers, without retail markup. Pass the savings through to the member. This model is not a secret music for batteries or paper towels. Kirkland batteries are made by Duracell. Kirkland diapers are made by Kimberly-Clark. The quality at half the price is widely accepted in every music Costco warehouse in America. Same model applies to clothing, and almost no one talks about it. Music, Kirkland Signature jeans retail for $15 to $20. 99% cotton, 1% spandex for the slightest stretch. Classic 5 pocket cut. Manufactured in the same kind of factories that produce mid-tier American denim at 3 to 4 times the price. Music. The t-shirts run $6 to $9 for a 3-pack. The dress shirts, $30 to $40. The music chinos, $20 to $25. The outerwear, when it appears seasonally, undercuts comparable retail product by 50% to 70%. Real customer reports of Kirkland jeans outlasting $60 Levi's have circulated online for years. Music. The explanation is not magic. It is the absence of 4 layers of markup between the factory and the shelf. The factory cost of the jean is roughly the same in both cases. The Levi's retail price includes the marketing budget, the wholesale distributor margin, the department store rent, and the brand music premium. The Kirkland retail price includes the factory cost and a Costco warehouse shelf. The only cost of buying Kirkland clothing is a Costco membership, $65 a year, for most men who buy even 2 pairs of Kirkland jeans annually. The membership pays for itself in one visit. The membership also covers the rest of the household's needs. So the clothing savings arrive on top of savings across every other category. Take the stitch count test from later in this video, apply it to a pair of Kirkland jeans next to a department store pair at 3 times. Music, the price. The construction is frequently identical. The difference is the label. This is the cheapest entry on this list. It is also the one most men already have access to, music, and never use. Number 2, Uniqlo. Uniqlo's parent company began as a men's clothing shop in 1949 in Yamaguchi, Japan. The Uniqlo music brand itself launched in 1984 in Hiroshima and became the music company's default name by 1988. Today, Uniqlo is a subsidiary of fast retailing and the 8th largest fashion retailer in the world. In some cities, lines form outside their flagship stores at opening music time. And yet, the average American man still considers Uniqlo music a budget brand for fast fashion basics. That assumption is costing him money. Uniqlo is the closest thing in global retail to a technology company that happens to sell clothing. Their Basic Research Institute in Ariake, Tokyo, develops fabrics in-house. Heat-tech insulation, Airism moisture-wicking technical wear, 3D knit construction for seamless sweaters. These are not marketing names attached to off-the-shelf music fabric. They are proprietary textiles developed through research programs that most music fashion brands do not have the engineering capacity to run. The Heat-Tech line was developed in partnership with Music Toray Industries, the same textile science company that produces fabrics for aerospace and high-performance athletic use. The flagship product for this list is the Supima cotton t-shirt, $19.90. Music. Supima is a trademark designation for American-grown extra-long staple cotton. Less than 1% of global cotton production, music qualifies. It is the same grade used by Brooks Brothers in their $69 Supima t-shirt. The same music grade appears in premium menswear at $100 and up. At $19.90, Uniqlo sells that cotton with Japanese manufacturing quality control. Music, weight, hand feel, seam construction, neckline stability, all calibrated to music specifications. Japanese supervisors review before the shirts leave the factory. For denim, Uniqlo partners with Kaihara, one of Japan's music-leading premium denim mills. Kaihara was founded in 1893 and is considered the backbone of Japanese denim production. The same mill supplies fabric to several of the music selvage heritage brands we have covered in our denim video. Uniqlo's selvage line at $50 uses denim woven on Kaihara looms in Hiroshima, the same looms that produce $200 Japanese heritage jeans. The difference between the two products is the finishing and the label, not the fabric source. Japan took the obsession it applied to selvage denim and raw indigo and applied the same discipline to everyday essentials. The result is a store where nothing costs more than $50, and most items outperform clothing priced at 3 to 4 times the rate. Before we continue, you need 4 tests. 4 things you can check in any store to separate a cheap garment that delivers from one that only looks cheap. First, read the cotton label. Look for the word Supima, or long staple or extra long staple or Pima. These are the cottons that survive 50 washes without pilling, standard cotton pills within 10 to 15 washes. The label tells you which one you're holding. Second, count it. Stitches per inch. Turn the garment inside out. Look at a seam. Measure a 1-in section. Premium construction runs 8 to 12 stitches per inch. Commodity construction runs 5 to 7. Dickies 874 work pants, we will get to them, run 10 to 11. Most department store chinos at $150 run 7 to 8. The $30 work pant outstitches the designer chino. This single test done in the store will tell you more about construction than any marketing copy on the website. Third, country of origin is a partial signal, not an absolute one. Japanese manufacturing, American manufacturing, Portuguese manufacturing generally maintain higher specifications than some Bangladesh or Vietnam facilities, but the exception proves the rule. Uniqlo's Vietnam operations are run under Japanese supervision to Japanese standards. The country on the tag matters less than the company controlling the line. Fourth, the wash test. If a $30 shirt looks better after 50 washes than a $150 shirt looks after 10, you have your answer. This test costs nothing but time. And time is how every claim in this video eventually gets verified. The cheap brands on this list survive that test. Most designer brands do not. Every video on this channel applies these same tests. No brand deals, no sponsorships. If that is useful to you, subscribe. Number 3, Lands' End, founded in 1963 in Chicago by Gary Comer. Comer was a copywriter who had taken up sailing, and the first catalog was built around sailing hardware, shackles, ropes, canvas sailbags. The name itself was a sailing reference borrowed from a cliff-top promontory in Cornwall, England. Within a decade, the catalog expanded into clothing. Within 2 decades, Lands' End was one of the most trusted names in American mail-order menswear. For men over 45 watching this video, Lands' End is a familiar name. Your father probably had a Lands' End Oxford shirt hanging in his closet. You may have owned one yourself in college or at your first office job. Music. The catalog itself, 40 pages of crisp photography and detailed product descriptions, was a fixture in American mailboxes for decades. The brand has changed hands multiple times. Manufacturing moved offshore in the late 2000s. Music and longtime customers noticed the shift. That decline is real, and it deserves to be acknowledged. But here's what also happened. Lands' End kept their Supima cotton lines. They kept the construction specifications on their core dress shirt, and they kept the price disciplined. Music. The Hyde Park Oxford retails for $29.99. American-grown Supima cotton, no iron finish, pinpoint button-down collar. The pinpoint weave is denser and finer than standard Oxford music cloth. It drapes better, wrinkles less, and holds its shape through repeated music wear. The same construction silhouette that defined the American Oxford cloth button-down music for 6 decades. Compare this directly. Brooks Brothers sells their iconic Oxford button-down for $98 to $140. Same Supima cotton source grade, music, similar collar construction, similar fabric weight. The Brooks Brothers shirt carries 2 centuries of American menswear heritage. Music. That is real. But on a Tuesday morning worn under a suit, that $30 Lands' End shirt and that $140 Brooks Brothers shirt are performing the same job to the same standard. The man sitting across the conference table cannot tell which one you are wearing. And after 50 washes, the Lands' End shirt still looks like a proper Oxford button-down. Lands' End also offers traditional fit, tailored fit, and big and tall sizing. Most men's brands abandoned the full-size range when private equity came through. Lands' End kept it. The shirt your boss wore in 1985 is still on the rack at $30. Most men do not know this. The men who do know this buy 6 at a time. Number Music 4, L.L. Bean, founded in 1912 in Freeport, Maine. Music by Leon Wood Bean. Still privately held, still run by descendants of the original family. 113 years of continuous family ownership is a statistic that does not exist anywhere else in American clothing retail at this scale. The brand was built on a single product, the Maine hunting shoe. No, music, called the Bean boot. Leon Wood Bean designed it in 1911, tested it, sold the first 100 pairs, and had 90 of them returned because the stitching failed. He refunded every customer, redesigned the boot, and guaranteed the next version for life. That guarantee became the foundation of the brand. The Bean boot has been in continuous production for over 100 years. The design is essentially unchanged, and it is still made in Maine. Not assembled in Maine, made in Maine. The rubber bottoms are molded in Lewiston, the leather uppers are sewn in Brunswick. Every pair goes through American hands, and when the rubber bottom eventually wears through, which music takes a decade or more of regular use, LL Bean will resole the boot rather than replace it. The Bean boot retails for $149. Music. For an American-made leather and rubber boot that is built to be resoled indefinitely and backed by a century-old guarantee, this is a price that does not music exist anywhere else in American menswear. LL Bean actualmente produce aproximadamente 425 SKUs en Estados Unidos. La camisa de gamuza, una franela pesada de algodón diseñada originalmente para los cazadores de Maine en la década de 1920, se vende por $45. La chaqueta de campo ronda los $100. La bolsa de lona Boat and Tote, presentada por primera vez en 1944 como una bolsa para transportar hielo, cuesta $35 y está fabricada, Music, en Maine. Estos son los productos originales, no reediciones, no relanzamientos de líneas Heritage. Los mismos productos en producción continua, con precios que apenas han seguido el ritmo de la inflación. La tienda insignia de Freeport permaneció abierta las 24 horas del día, los 365 días del año, desde 1951, durante la mayor parte de los últimos 70 años. Los clientes conducían durante horas en mitad de la noche para comprar un par de Bean boots antes de irse de cacería. Ese es el tipo de lealtad que una marca construye a lo largo de un siglo. La línea Signature se lanzó en 2010 con cortes modernos, Music, y precios ligeramente más altos. La mayoría de los clientes de LL Bean siguen comprando el catálogo principal, Music, y es en ese catálogo principal donde vive el verdadero valor. Una marca que se negó a perseguir tendencias durante 113 años. Music, la bota con la que todo comenzó, sigue siendo exactamente la misma bota. Por $149 cuesta Music, una fracción de lo que cobran las marcas de diseñador por una construcción inferior, sin garantía y sin fabricación estadounidense. Esta es una marca que se ganó cada palabra de su reputación. Número 5. Dickies. La historia de Dickies comienza en 1918 en el pequeño pueblo de Bryan, Texas, donde Cian Williamson y E. Colonel Dickey iniciaron un negocio de vehículos y arneses. 4 años después, en 1922, establecieron Music, la Williamson-Dickey Manufacturing Company en Fort Worth, Texas, y transformaron el negocio, pasando del equipamiento para caballos a la ropa de trabajo. Overoles con peto, pantalones de mezclilla, Music ropa construida para peones agrícolas, rancheros y trabajadores de fábrica de todo el suroeste. Music. En la década de 1930, incluso mientras la Gran Depresión destruía a la mayoría de los fabricantes de ropa, Williamson-Dickey se expandió. Su enfoque era contraintuitivo. Music. Cuando la economía se endurecía, los trabajadores necesitaban ropa que durara más tiempo. Dickies apostó todavía más por la durabilidad a bajo precio, y Music creció durante toda la década. Para la década de 1950, la marca vestía a trabajadores estadounidenses, mecánicos, music obreros especializados y agricultores de todo el país. Para la década de 1960, se había convertido en el uniforme de trabajo predeterminado en music industrias que exigían durabilidad a un precio que los trabajadores podían pagar. En Music 1967, Dickies lanzó el pantalón de trabajo original 874. Ha permanecido en producción continua desde entonces, funcionalmente, Music sin cambios durante casi 6 décadas. El 874 se vende por 65% poliéster, 35% sarga de algodón, costuras triples, Music, en los puntos de tensión, acabado resistente a manchas, pliegue permanente, un corte diseñado para ajustarse a un hombre que realiza trabajo físico real durante 8 a 12 horas al día. Esas especificaciones de construcción no son adaptaciones baratas Music para un mercado barato. Son las especificaciones de un pantalón diseñado para sobrevivir condiciones que destruyen unos chinos comunes en una sola temporada. El 874 tiene entre 10 y 11 puntadas por pulgada. Music. El acabado resistente a manchas es un tratamiento químico aplicado en fábrica que resiste aceites, grasas, pinturas, Music y residuos de comida que destruyen las telas estándar. El pliegue permanente sobrevive al lavado industrial. Estas características existen en unos pantalones de $30 porque la base de clientes, music chefs, obreros especializados, mecánicos y trabajadores de almacén, las exigió durante un siglo. Compáralo con el mercado de chinos de diseñador. Los chinos, Music, inspirados en ropa de trabajo de diseñador de entre $150 y $250, toman la estética del 874, sin tomar su construcción. 7 u 8 puntadas por pulgada, sin acabado antimanchas, sin pliegue permanente, sin refuerzo triple en puntos de tensión. La versión de diseñador es apariencia. Dickies Music es ingeniería. La huella cultural de los 874 va mucho más allá de la ropa de trabajo. Los chefs profesionales los usan en cocinas de todo el país. El acabado resistente a manchas fue prácticamente diseñado para el trabajo en restaurantes. Los skaters los adoptaron en la década de 1980. Y los pantalones Music se convirtieron en el uniforme predeterminado de la cultura skate de la costa oeste durante las décadas siguientes. Los artistas de hip hop los llevaron durante la década de 1990, lo que introdujo a Dickies en el streetwear. Artistas, músicos y pintores los han usado durante generaciones porque sobrevivían pintura, pegamento y uso industrial, Music, que arruina cualquier otra cosa. El pantalón de trabajo que usó tu abuelo, el pantalón de trabajo que usó tu padre, sigue costando $30. Music, siguen siendo las mismas especificaciones. Sigue fabricándose bajo estándares que la mayoría de las marcas modernas de diseñador no pueden igualar a ningún precio. 5 marcas, 5 precios que no deberían ser posibles. Music para la calidad que ofrecen. 5 nombres que han estado ahí todo el tiempo. Mientras la prensa de moda cubría lanzamientos de diseñador, drops de influencers y colaboraciones con celebridades. El patrón que conecta a las 5 es la ausencia de una o más capas de sobreprecio. Kirkland eliminó las capas de mayoristas y marketing de marca. Uniqlo eliminó el margen de las casas de moda desarrollando su propia investigación textil internamente. Land's End eliminó el sobreprecio minorista mediante ventas directas por catálogo y online. L. Bean mantuvo la propiedad familiar y se negó a perseguir tendencias. Dickies mantuvo un mismo producto en producción continua durante 60 años, en lugar de rediseñarlo cada temporada. Todos ellos pusieron el dinero en la prenda en lugar de ponerlo en la Music marca. Las 4 pruebas siguen aplicando. Revisa el algodón, cuenta las puntadas, lee el país de origen y dale a la prenda 50 lavados. Las marcas de esta lista sobreviven a esa secuencia. La mayoría de las marcas que cuestan entre 3 y 5 veces más no lo hacen. Los hombres que conocen estas marcas suelen quedarse callados al respecto. Compran sus 6 camisas de Land's End, reemplazan sus Dickies cada pocos años cuando ese par específico finalmente se rinde. Van a Costco 2 veces al año para comprar una pila de básicos. Han usado las mismas bean boots durante 4 administraciones presidenciales. Estos son hombres que nunca estuvieron buscando un logotipo. Estaban buscando ropa que haga su trabajo y no pida atención. Si tienes una marca barata en la que confías ciegamente, deja el nombre en los comentarios. ¿Y cuánto tiempo te ha durado tu prenda favorita? Ayuda al próximo hombre a encontrar la mina de oro que se está perdiendo. Si te perdiste nuestro análisis sobre las 8 marcas de ropa en las que los hombres todavía pueden confiar, la lista Heritage Buy It for Life está enlazada abajo. Más de 55,000 hombres ya vieron ese video, y nuestro video sobre las 7 marcas de ropa que te están robando a mano armada analiza el mismo patrón, pero al revés. Music. ¿Qué evitar? No solo qué comprar. Ambos siguen el dinero de la misma forma que lo hizo este video. Suscríbete si aún no lo has hecho. Este canal sigue el dinero, no el marketing.